Hi everyone, Spicy Sushi here. So I just want to come out with a quick video for today, just a little update on where the character is now. I'm going to be doing a week one recap, but basically this is where I have gotten. It is a very strong character for ultimatums. I don't remember the last time that I did not max out an ultimatum. It was probably a couple days ago that I died. But basically this is what we have accumulated from just the map strategies that I've been doing, and it has been going very well considering we are running a semi-slow character, as one would say. I've not done any bossing yet, but I just wanted to show the strength of the character so far. One of the things I like to do is Inscribed Ultimatums. The only mod that we care about is definitely Limited Flask can be very annoying. I don't think we have a limited flask here, but the only annoying one is really increased cooldown recovery. So this build is extremely bad with the increased cooldown, so it does make finding these kind of hard. Sometimes because the cheaper ones are usually very rippy, which these would be considered for most builds extremely rippy. But for the Vortex Occultist, I have not even invested much in defensive layers yet. I stopped putting money in this character a few days ago, and I have just been saving up currency to transition into my next build. But we're just going to show its power in these Inscribed Ultimatums. I believe these are all tier 83, or tier 82, tier 83. Not much to worry about in these. It is very rare that you will ever die unless you decide to run Limited Flasks, especially if you decide to run increased cooldown recovery. I would not recommend that. But if you're feeling semi-low risk, you could always just do the Divine Orb ones. Oh, need to turn on my... But yeah, so for stone circles, it can be quite annoying. Your best bet is to only hang out for just a little bit, just so ground effects don't destroy you. So basically, I'm just gonna sit in this for a little bit, but as soon as it gets a little scary with ground effects, I decide to run out. Unfortunately, only 2 areas to stand in, so it might take a bit to get back to where it was. Oh, okay. But yeah, ground effects, I don't want to stick around for too long. Yeah, we're just gonna dip in and out, maybe go back. Back up here. The main thing is making sure your Cinder Swallow never runs out, because losing your Cinder Swallow uptime, it's very rare that you're not going to be able to have Flask uptime here. Flash should always be up, no problem. I have debated just ignoring stone circles. Usually people put really good deals out for stone circles though. If you just, I wish the PoE trade website would let me set a minimum for like the amount of currency you risk, because I have to scroll through pages and pages of 4 and 1 Divine Orb. Even if I limit the, even if I put the cost to, you know, like a limit of 30 chaos, because obviously it's going to go for at least 30 chaos for these, which is what I've been buying these Sacrifice 8 Divine Orb ones at. But people still are listing like Sacrifice 1 Divine Orb for 40 chaos, so it really, it's annoying when searching on PoE trade. So I wish they would add something like that. It's easier to find and like live search these. But it only took me about 5 minutes to collect these 3 to do for you today. Set the sacrifice 2 8 Divine Orb Sacrifices and 1 4 Exalt Sacrifice. Wow, this is going to be a long video because of the sacrifice stone circles. I wonder if this is a good place to farm XP for this build, because we really have no risk of dying in this kind of... Well, there is a risk of dying depending on your mods. We always need to be moving. Like right here, enemies are stacking up, so I want to make sure I don't stick around for long, especially when the poison cloud starts forming up. Now, stone circles, you know, it is scary because we do have Ruin 3 on this map. So, since we have Ruin 3, we do have to always keep moving. I definitely forgot to mention that. Ruin will kill me, I believe, if I reach maximum stacks, so I always have to keep dipping in and out. Which is why stone circles with Ruin normally would be extremely risky. But as long as we keep moving, we should not have an issue. Alright, so we're gonna finish this up soon. Yeah, you get stone circles for a very good price, in my opinion, but oh my, it does take so long to do these inscribes. The stone circle inscribes, I mean. It takes forever. Like there, I should not have hung out so long. I'm just really wanting this to be over. You should never hang out as long as I did there. So my tip, if you don't want to risk it, probably don't do stone circles. But the issue is that if you don't do stone circles, I shouldn't have stepped on that rune. Maybe that spawned some enemies when I did that. But yeah, if you want to do stone circles, you will pay less. But just be aware. You need to be very, very good about how you play these. But yeah, DPS is not a huge issue. I only do like 1.3 million or something because I've not been upgrading any of my gear. Yeah, I feel like I'm being overwhelmed now because I'm just taking so long. Because I want to be very careful with stone circles. Alright. There's our double Divine Orbs. Is this one stand in stone circles again? It is. They're all stand in stone circles. So this is going to be a long video. Oh well. Alright, so we're going to go into this one. Sacrifice 4 Exalts, and then that'll probably be it. Unless it does not take too long. Alright. So we're going to do a 4 Exalt gamble here. Now, PC performance, if your PC suffers immensely from lag, I would not recommend doing a 4 Exalt one. Maybe stick to 4 Divines. We're gonna try to speed this one up a little bit. I'm gonna just dip out for half a second and go back in. So we're gonna dip out, ground effects. All right. That seems to be maybe a good strategy. We're gonna dip out for just half a second, go back in, dip out, dip back in. All right, that one's taken care of. We're gonna dip in, dip out, and dip in. Getting a little overwhelmed, so I might do a little spin. All right, dip out. All right, okay, we're good with that one. All right, so I'm getting a little overwhelmed, so I'm gonna pop a Volt Cold Snap to get some control back. I'm gonna dip over here, dip back in. Now when the Toxic Cloud gets on top, that can be very annoying. Alright. Gonna dip in. Probably stayed a little bit too long on that one, but I'm gonna dip back in, dip out, dip back in. Alright, and that one is taken care of. We're gonna dip in, dip out. I'm gonna pop Volt Cold Snap. I believe I can stay a little bit longer with this. Dip out, dip in. Alright, I definitely put a little too much risk on there. If you want to be very, very safe, you definitely don't want to be dipping as fast as me. I am thinking about time. Yeah, I should not be probably doing that. I should probably be doing like a full circle, dropping a Vortex, and then coming back after a little bit. But even though my health does drop, as long as I don't get one shot, I am fine. I have not had any issues with one shots yet after dropping my shock flask, after putting on a shock flask. Okay, definitely stayed a little bit too long there. But if I really wanted to guarantee myself to not get one shot, I would definitely grab Glancing Blows. But as long, like, I'm not worried about getting dropped to 30%. That is definitely not even dangerous territory if you have your Cinder Swallow up. Because, as you see, I'm instantly popping right back up to 100. So if you want to be ultra safe with this, you definitely would want to invest in Glancing Blows with this build, or higher with some higher ES maybe. Because with our Profane Bloom pops and such, our clear is fine for this. But of course, I am doing a definitely a more budget version of this kind of build. Alright, so we're gonna pop on Cold Snap. Should be the last round. I don't want to feel too overwhelmed. Definitely stayed too long there. Dip in for just a second, dip out. Stone circles, definitely the budget way to go, but if you can find cheaper that aren't stone circles, definitely recommended. Absolutely recommended. I'm simply doing stone circles because I grabbed these for so cheap because no one in the game wants to do stone circles for the Inscribed Ultimatums. But you get a very nice discount. Nice. Alright. I think that's good enough for a first video. So, this build handles these extremely well. But my final words would be definitely, if you want to be as safe as possible, probably invest in something like Flesh and Stone. Which for this build, it'd be like I would pick up a Frostbite Curse on hit ring. I would probably drop Frostbite, and then I would put in Flesh and Stone instead. But other than that, I don't feel too worried. Obviously, those are a little sketchy because standing Stone Circles, you saw me dropping to about half health every now and then. But as long as the Cinder Swallow is up, there's absolutely no risk. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you in the next video, which will be a recap of week 1.